Hello, good evening. Um, Going back live again because I completely forgot to do my Matchweek 18 predictions for the 2019-2020 Ladbrokes Premiership Season, and feel quite stupid about that. So yeah, sorry. So Matchweek 17 were as follows. So I had Hamilton 1, St Mirren 0. That finished 1-0 to St Mirren. Hibs against Aberdeen, I went for a 2-2 draw. That finished 3-0 to Hibs. Livingston against Kilmarnock, went for a 1-0 win to Livy, and it finished 3-0. And then for Motherwell, Hearts went for a 3-0 win to Motherwell. It finished 1-0 to Motherwell. And then obviously Rangers, Ross County, and St Johnstone Celtic were both postponed because of the League Cup final. Hey Scotty, hope you're alright. So the games we have are as follows. We have Aberdeen against Hamilton, Hearts against St Johnstone. Will Daniel Stendel start with a win in his first game as Hearts manager? We will see what happens with that one. Ross County against Kilmarnock, St Mirren against Livingston, and then we've got two Sunday games. We have Motherwell against Rangers, we have Celtic against Hibs, and then we've also got a midweek game as well. We have Hearts against Celtic, so we'll see what happens with that one. And also, guys, if you want to get involved, then please get your predictions in the chat below, and I'll shout out a few of them. Right, so let's start with the Aberdeen against Hamilton now. And the last 5 between these sides have resulted in 4 wins to Aberdeen and 1 win to Hamilton. And in fact, the last time they both met, this was a 2-0 win to Hamilton at Aberdeen. So Aberdeen coming off the back of a 3-0 defeat against Hibernian last week. And it has to be said that it was one of those games where, you know, Hibs were totally dominant. Aberdeen did have their chances, but couldn't beat Ophir Marciano. So we'll see what happens with that one. Hi, Duke. Just please tell me that's not a Christmas jumper you're wearing. It says Jason Irish Red. Yes, it is. It is. I'm afraid it is. I do like my Christmas jumpers. It has to be said. I'm sorry. It has to be said that Aberdeen have had a bit of a patchy bit of form recently, and I think it is going to be very, very intriguing to see if they can continue that. But obviously they're coming up against the Hamilton side, who really should have beaten St Mirren last week. It has to be said that also St Mirren, it was a very, very good win for St Mirren, but Hamilton did have their chances, and obviously they will be without Thomas Gogic, who got sent off in the very last minute against St Mirren. Obviously, I don't think he needed to make the challenge. The St Mirren player, he was a wee bit far from goal, and he makes the challenge, and obviously it's a red card, so he will miss this game. So I have to really say this: I cannot see anything other than an Aberdeen win. I think Hamilton are really, really struggling, and they're really, really wanting to get form in this game. I just think Aberdeen are going to win this one very, very comfortably. I'm going for a 3-0 win to the Dons here. I just cannot see Hamilton getting anything from Aberdeen. But then again, they did last season, but this time I just don't see it. Aberdeen 3, Hamilton 0. Aberdeen to bounce back from a 3-0 defeat to Hibernian. Now we have Hearts against St Johnstone now, and obviously Hearts have a new manager. We will cut that. We will see. I've got one for a Christmas party tomorrow with girlfriend, says Scotty. Well, they're pretty. I think they're kind of fashion trend, I would say. Yeah, I've got quite a few jumpers as well, so I quite like them. Quite like them for sure. Last 5 meetings between Hearts and St Johnstone have resulted in 3 wins to Hearts, 1 win to St Johnstone, and 1 draw. And the last result was a 2-0 win to Hearts. Now, obviously, Hearts have a new manager. As I've said, Daniel Stendel is the new Hearts manager. It's taken 6 weeks, but they have finally now found that new man, and it is Daniel Stendel from Barnsley. What do I make of the appointment? I think it's a bit of a bold appointment. I think it's a bit of a gamble as well. Obviously doesn't know the league. I mean, he said a couple of weeks. He said in one of his first press conferences that he didn't know who Hearts were until Paul Higginbottom went to Hibs. So he obviously hasn't heard much about Scottish football. So I think that might take him time to get in. But they're coming up against a St Johnstone side who, in all honesty, are in real poor form. But then again, they didn't play last weekend. So I think that'd probably be a bit of a relief to Tommy Wright and his players, especially because they are rooted at the bottom of the table at this moment in time. And it'll be a very, very interesting game, this one. Because obviously Hearts are struggling for form as well. Obviously a 1-0 defeat to Motherwell. But they will be without Jake Mulroney, who was sent off at Motherwell. And very, very silly red card to give away. Obviously said something to the referee, and he obviously got sent off for it. So that is another thing you can say. I will say now that I think Hearts will probably start climbing up the table. Obviously, they've got a new manager now. They will probably want to climb the table. But Hearts fans, are you happy with this appointment? That'll be interesting to see. I think it is a gamble, but we did say that Heckingbottom was a gamble at Hibs, so it could be another gamble for Hearts. But for this game, I think the new manager will get Hearts a win. I'm going to go for a win for the Jambos. I think St Johnstone, I know they'll be a bit fresh, having not played for 2 weeks, and I do think Hearts will win though under the new manager. I am going for Hearts 2, St Johnstone 0 in this game. Ross County against Kilmarnock now is the next game, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to County, 2 wins to Kilmarnock, and 1 draw. And the last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. This is another team that has not played in 2 weeks. Ross County have not played in 2 weeks. Obviously, their game against Rangers last week was postponed because of the League Cup final. So obviously they'll be coming into this one very, very fresh from this wee break that they had. So it'll be a very, very good game for Ross County, and they're sitting 8th at the moment in the table, and that's probably where you would expect them to be. I don't think many people would have expected County to go down. I think they've got a better squad than Hamilton, and I think they are better than Hamilton. So I think that is another thing you can say about Ross County, and they do score goals. Hamilton are struggling to score goals at this moment in time, so I think Ross County will be okay. They're coming up against a Kilmarnock side who I have to say were absolutely abysmal at Livingston last week. Really, really poor. I mean, from watching the highlights on Sports Scene, they had, I think, 1 shot on goal, or a couple of shots at goal, that did not test Mateo Sarkic in the Livingston goal. And I think that might be a bit of a problem there. I think the thing is now, Kilmarnock have a good manager in Angelo Alessio, but once it goes wrong, they do seem to concede quite a few goals. And against Livingston, Livingston got the first goal, and then they got the second goal, and then 3-0 in the end. I mean, it could have been 4, it could have been 5, it could have been 6 for Livingston. It was a dominant display from the Livy Lions, and I think Kilmarnock will want to bounce back, but they go into a place where it is a very, very tricky place to go to, is Ross County. I think that Ross County, having had the 2-week break, I think they will go for the win. I'm going for Ross County 2, Kilmarnock 1 in this game. St Mirren against Livingston now, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to St Mirren and 3 wins to Livingston, and the last result was a 1-0 win to St Mirren last season. But obviously the corresponding fixture, Livingston beat St Mirren 2-1 earlier in the season. St Mirren, a very, very good away win against Hamilton, it has to be said. Obviously got that late goal, so it'll be very, very interesting to see for sure how they do. Obviously they're coming back in front of their home fans, and it should be very, very interesting. Duke, how far can you see Celtic and Rangers going in Europe? depends on the draw, really, Jason. To be honest with you, I think there's a potential of a Battle of Britain there. I think Manchester United could get Rangers. I could see Celtic probably getting Arsenal as well. I could probably see that. So I think with both of them playing very, very well, I could actually see a potential Battle of Britain there. I could probably see both of them. At this moment in time, I think Celtic could beat Arsenal. I'm not so sure Rangers could beat Manchester United, but then again, that will be interesting to see. But I think both of them will probably go very, very far. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, Steven Gerrard's signing a new contract with Rangers today as well. So quite a bit of a coincidence considering with Jurgen Klopp signing a new deal with Liverpool till 2024 as well. Livingston 3-0 against Kilmarnock, and as I said previously, that it could have been 4, could have been 5, could have been 6. That was probably the most dominant display Livingston have had this season, and very, very good. Lyndon Dykes, Stevie Lawless, absolutely superb. Craig Sibbald coming into the side as well. He was excellent as well. So going to be a very, very interesting game. Usually these games between St Mirren and Livingston are very, very tight. Usually they are 2-1 to either side. And as a result, I'm going to go for it. I do think Livingston will continue their good run. I know that their away form is very, very poor. But having said that, I am going to say Livingston to win this one by 2-1 at St Mirren. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to the Livy Lions. So that takes care of the Saturday fixtures. We now have 2 games on the Sunday and a 12 o'clock kickoff. This one is Motherwell against Rangers, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 draws and 3 wins to Rangers. And the last result at Fir Park last season was a 3-0 win to Rangers. Motherwell continuing very, very well against Hearts. How they did not win more than 1-0 was beyond me. But having said that, I think we've seen probably the worst offside decision this season. The second Motherwell goal, that obviously Alan Campbell's goal was ruled out. I have no idea what the linesman is thinking of when he basically sees that he thinks that Alan Campbell's offside, but there are 2 or 3 Hearts players playing him on side. I mean, he is literally behind. He's behind both defenders when the ball is played. So again, that's ridiculous. So that's another one you can say for a dubious referee decision is that one. But apart from that, Motherwell played very, very well against Hearts, and like I said, it could have been 2, could have been 3. They were very, very good, and they'll want to try and continue that against Rangers. Rangers, obviously, they have lost the League Cup final 1-0, but it has to be said, they will just say it was a really, really very good goalkeeping display from Fraser Forster. But Morelos did waste a couple of chances. Nice to see him apologising when he scored against Young Boys last night. I did like that. I think that was a very, very nice touch. Steven Gerrard has signed a new contract with Rangers until 2024. So obviously Rangers fans will be absolutely delighted with that one. And to be honest, Rangers qualifying for the round of 32 in the Europa League, fantastic for Rangers and Celtic to both be through. Actually, it's fantastic for every British club to be through. Obviously, like I said, Celtic and Rangers being there, but Arsenal, obviously Manchester United as well. We've got all the teams now in the Europa League, and it's absolutely fantastic for Rangers and Celtic to both be there. Hi Thomas, hope you're well. I wasn't planning to go live, but then I completely forgot about these, so but for this game, I think Rangers will bounce back from that League Cup defeat, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Rangers. I think it'll be very, very tight because Motherwell usually give teams a good game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Rangers. Sorry, Scotty, if you're still watching. I do want Motherwell to do well. Obviously, they are sitting third at this moment in time. But I do think Rangers will win just by 2-1. It'll be a very close game, for sure. And the second Sunday game we have is Celtic against Hibs, and the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Celtic, 2 draws, and 1 win to Hibernian, and the last result was a 2-0 win to Celtic. Celtic are through. Well, they were already through against Cluj. Obviously, losing 2-0. I don't think they'll be very majorly surprised by that. Obviously, they made a few changes. Craig Gordon came into the net. Obviously, Lee Griffiths came in. Mikey Johnston came in as well. So, they'll still be on cloud 9 from winning the League Cup, which was their 10th trophy in a row. Which is a very, very good, considering that obviously Neil Lennon has now won 3 League Cups as Celtic manager, and it's very, very good for him to do so. I think obviously Celtic going through and obviously winning their group was absolutely fantastic, and then you see some of the teams that they could face. I mean, like I said, they could face Arsenal. That would be a cracking tie for that one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hibs 3-0 winners over Aberdeen last week, and they were very, very good. Martin Boyle in particular. If Hibs can keep him fit, he will fire Hibs up the table for sure. He's a very, very good player. And one definitely to watch if you're the Australia manager for sure. I think he's a very, very good player. And one for Celtic to watch out on. Celtic Hibs matches are usually very close. However, obviously, the last meeting was a 5-2 win in the Scottish League Cup semi-final, where Celtic went out 5-2 winners at Hampden. And then obviously that ended Paul Heckingbottom's time as Hibs manager. But to be fair, Hibs have actually got a little bit tougher in defence. They're not conceding many goals. And they're starting to score plenty as well. So I think Celtic will win, but I do think it'll be a very, very close one. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Celtic in this one. Obviously, we have a Wednesday game now, and it is Hearts against Celtic. And the last 5 meetings, 5 wins to Celtic. And the last result was a 2-1 win to Celtic. No. Very, very interesting. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see if Hearts can win this game. I would expect them to win against St Johnstone. So if they were to beat St Johnstone, then it makes the game against Celtic interesting. And you would probably expect Celtic to beat Hibs. So again, that'll make the game against Hearts interesting. But at this moment in time, I can only really see Celtic winning this one. I think they'll go to Tynecastle, want to win. And it'll be very, very interesting. But I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Celtic. And then obviously that would put a wee gap between them and Rangers, because obviously they would be 5 points clear if obviously Rangers win and obviously Celtic win against Hibs. And then obviously if Celtic win against Hearts, then they move to 5 points clear. And that, at this stage in the season, is very, very interesting indeed. So we shall see. But that kind of wraps that up from Matchweek 18. We're almost halfway there. We're almost halfway through the 2019-2020 Ladbrokes Premiership season, and it is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, we'll see how my predictions are going so far. But yeah, that is Matchweek 18. So if you guys want to have your say, then obviously if you don't see this live stream, then obviously if you see the video afterwards, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hearts fans, are you happy with Daniel Stendel as your new manager? And actually, are you happy with Craig Levein and Austin McPhee sharing the director of football role, which is very interesting? So we'll see what happens with that one. But quickly go over my predictions again. So I'm going Aberdeen 3, Hamilton 0, Hearts 2, St Johnstone 0, Ross County 2, Kilmarnock 1, St Mirren 1, Livingston 2. Then obviously the 2 games on Sunday, Motherwell 1, Rangers 2, Celtic 2, Hibs 1, and obviously the game on Wednesday, Hearts 1, Celtic 3. So that is it. That is my Matchweek 18 predictions for the 2019-2020 Ladbrokes Premiership season, and we will see how these games go. Good luck to your teams. Obviously not St Mirren, because obviously I cannot have Livingston losing to St Mirren. Yeah, that will be that. But thank you very much for watching, and if you do like my content, then please hit that subscribe button, smash a like, leave a comment, and obviously hit that notifications bell as well. Love the streams, man. Keep up the hard work, says Thomas VDB. Well, thank you very much, and I really enjoy doing these streams. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos very, very soon, and hopefully more live streams as well. Yeah, guys, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the football. I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.